Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to put the cover on the original Extend2fit. So this is the Extend2fit 2-in-1. I am going to store the lower anchors because this is going to be used in a car that doesn't have lower anchors. So when you took it off, you did have to take these straps off. And I'm going to leave the foot panel out because we're going to need it out to kind of attach parts. But I'm going to start with my bottom panel right here. It goes around the top of my headrest. Alright, sorry, a dog barked my neighborhood and it scared me. Alright, so I'm going to fit my fabric over the cup holders like this. And then this is where it's easy to have the foot panel out. Because there's these little straps right underneath of here. All right, so this goes through the hole here. All right, these little straps right here. See it? It's got to go through under the foot panel, and then it hooks around the side here. There's some little metal like loops right here, and that's where there's one little metal loop on each side. That's where it attaches. And then the fabric just gets pulled over. There's a little loop right here. I don't know if you can see, I'm kind of pushing it out. That gets hooked around this piece right here. So that side is done. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. Again, my little tabby. I'm gonna push it through here between the plastic of the footrest, and then there's a little metal loop again right here. It hooks on it. All right, push my fabric back under. This is the 2-in-1, so it does not have the little plastic tabs down here like the 3-in-1 does. I push my foot panel in now to get my fabric under like it's supposed to be. I'm just pushing the fabric, just using my fingers to push it under here. And again here. And then again, I'm going to do my little loopy right there. Now, I have some tabs up here. You can kind of see them right here. They have to go through these little holes. Where are they? Right here. There's little holes like right here and right here. They're super tiny, super annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my headrest all the way down because that's the only way I can reach those holes. And then I'm going to push the little tabby through the hole. Right there with my finger. I kind of push it through and I kind of catch it with my other finger. It takes a while. It's really annoying. I've done this cover a million times. This was the first convertible seat that I bought pretty much. So I've washed it a lot. So I pull it through. I got my little tabby through. The first time I used like kind of a pencil or a pen and like hooked it on it and pulled it through. But again, I've done this like so many times that I kind of just use my finger and my other one grabs it from the other side. This is probably the biggest pain of this car seat, aside from having to push the straps back through the slots that they go in. This cover, I mean, it takes me no time now, but the first couple times I did it, I hated it. So I get it if you're frustrated, because I was too. I'm going to stow my top tether because this is going in a car with no top tethers. So it's going to be rear facing. That's why it's going in there, because of the 50-pound rear facing limit, and my kids are both under 50 pounds still. So, all right, here's my splitter plate for my straps. Turn around, I'm gonna put my headrest all the way up now because I need to access these slots right here. I don't know if you can see them, let me show you. So there's little slots like right there and right there. That's where the straps go back through. This is probably the biggest mistake I see with this car seat, because people don't realize where the straps have to go back through. I do need to move this to the, all right, I'll put the crotch buckle later. I need to move the crotch buckle because my older child needs it in the outer slot. But anyway, the straps, right now they're behind the fabric. I'm going to push them up through a hole in the seat. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So I want to make sure nothing's twisted. I want my buckle tongue to be forward. I like to kind of like buckle it into the crotch buckle to make sure. And then I want to make sure that my, what is this called? Chest clip is facing the right way before I push it through the slot. I'm going to put it through the slot right here. And the hardest part is getting it, change the recline so maybe you can see, is getting it through this, above this metal bar that's on the back. This right here, it has to go above it, but it comes through this little hole like right here. Super annoying. The 3-in-1 does not have this problem, in case you're wondering, because you don't take the harness off the 3-in-1. It's got a rapid remove cover that just clips off the front of it. This one you have to cut the harness off of though. This is probably my least favorite part right here. Those loops at the top are way easier. I usually can get it through though. I don't know why it's not going through right now. Probably because I'm videotaping it. It's been a while since I washed the seat though, so to be fair. Alright. There we go. You kind of have to like shove it through. Like I said, the first time I used kind of like a pencil or a pen or something to kind of catch that loop and pull it through. This is why this car seat gets put together the whole time, by the way, Graco. In case you're wondering, this is why. People often miss that this is where the loops have to go through to attach, and they try and put it through like outside here or something, or through the slots here. It's very frustrating. All right, there we go, got it. All right, so I don't want to put it over the top tether. See how I've already hooked the top tether up here? I want it to go underneath the top tether. All right, so make sure if your top tether is hooked that you are going underneath it, because that's gonna be an issue if it's, you know, hanging loose because you have this forward-facing car seat. That's possible. It was forward-facing for one of my kids in my mother-in-law's car, but I switched it because we need, he's over 40 pounds now, and we need a 40-pound rear-facing seat. I mean, a 50-pound rear-facing seat for him in his dad's car that does not have top tethers or lower hangers because it's from the 60s. So, at least it has seatbelts. All right. So again, I'm going to pull all my buckles through this slot. You kind of have to like puzzle them through. I have to turn my chest clip to get it through. All right. Chest clip. There we go. All right. So again, make sure, I like to buckle them in to make sure that the clips are going the right way. And then it kind of just holds them in place too. Makes it easier. All right. Then my chest clip, I can buckle my chest clips now too because they're both through. Make sure they're going the right way. And then again, I'm going to have to shove this through the hole at the top. So you are going to need this headrest to be all the way up to do this. Make sure, and you kind of have to like flatten. See how this is curved a little bit in? I don't know if you can see on the video, but see how it's curved in? You have to flatten it so that it lays completely flat across, so you're never going to get it through. It's super annoying. And as I said before, I've done this a bunch of times, so this is, you know, and I take car seats apart all the time because I'm a CPST and I have too many. But this one, there we go. Whoop, done. Done. And then there's no top tether on this side, so I can just hook it. My lower anchors are hanging still, so I do need to clip those up because they will not be used. Clip. And clip there in the front facing belt pad because it was being used as a front facing seat, but also because, oh, there we go. All right, our harness is in. So, I can get it all straight. I like to kind of tighten it up, make sure everything looks good. All right, now, listen, let's get out of the way. Whoop. All right, and yes, I do have mismatching covers because this car seat came with this awful light blue color. You can see the staining on the headrest. The bottom pad was just atrocious, so I just opted to replace it. Graco was thankfully out of the color. I called customer service. They helped me find another cover in a different color because they were out of this color, because I'm sure people have to replace it all the time. And this cover is just so much easier to keep clean. As you can see, there's no ugly, awful sweat stains on it. Anyway, but yes, I still have the head cover because it was not as atrocious as the bottom cover, and so we just, anyway, so let me talk about how I put that forward. All right, so I'm going to take this hole, I'm going to put it up over the handle. I'm going to take this side and I'm going to just fit it over top of that, and same thing on this side, fit it over top of the other wing. All right, I can take my straps and put them in front of it. I do have to unbuckle them for this though. There. I'm going to unbuckle my straps and I'm going to kind of put them around the cover. My bottom straps go through this holes if it's still lower, which it won't be because this is being used for much older kids who need the headrest way higher. But regardless, anyway, I got my straps through everything. They're through the straps up here, and then there's some more tabbies that you get to play with right here. You see that? All right, so there's little holes right here behind the handle. Let me show you right there. See? Hole right there and right there. I have to get these tabbies through it. Again, more holes. Yay. So I'm going to move this above. So see how it is above the backrest here? I'm going to take my little tabby and I'm going to put it through the hole down the bottom here. It's this bottom hole that it goes through, not the top one where the clip is. So you put it through the bottom hole and then you clip it around the plastic tabby. So let me show you. So there's bottom hole, tabby. Bottom hole, which is where I'm going to put the other one through, and then the tabby that it hooks on. Okay, probably not the actual name of them, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to take the other loop. I'm going to push it through the bottom hole. And once you use enough, these kind of stretch out a tiny bit, and they are easier to get through. The first time you get them through, they're super big pain. So anyway, I'm going to put make sure my cover's all the way around. And then there's one more loop we have to do. So we have to lift the headrest all the way up. And there is another tab kind of right here on the headrest, okay? It's right down, right there. So I'm gonna take this loopy right here and I'm gonna hook it on the tab. And I'm gonna do the same thing on, my hand's totally in your way, sorry about that. On the other side, I'm trying to do this one-handed though. So see how it's hooked on the tab? And that is how you get the head cover on. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right. And that is how you get the head cover, or get the cover on the Graco Extend2fit 2-in-1. So now it's ready to go in the car. Yes, my colors are disgusting, but they actually kind of look good. I like them that way. Maybe Graco needs to do this with the seat and stop having the bottom pad be this color because it gets gross, and have a darker bottom pad. Graco, you should take that to your product team. If you need to change the crotch buckle, what you want to do is you want to kind of recline it all the way. Let me put this headrest down so it's not falling off the bench. Pull this out, and then what you do is you have to pull the crotch buckle out of the slot. Up, see? Took it out. What I did is I flattened this out and then I pulled it through. So when it's in, it's flat like this and it's getting caught on the plastic so it can't come up. When it comes out, you flip it like this. So I'm going to put it through the top slot. Same thing, I'm going to flip it sideways. And then, yeah. So now it's through, see? Boop. Can't come out. All right. And then I'll just put my stuff back in, put it back on the recline that I want, which I think we need 4. All right, there we go, because it's going to be rear facing, and so it needs to be a rear facing recline, and that is how you put the cover on the Graco Extend2fit 2-in-1. I'm Sarah, I'm a CPST. I'm here to make your car seat buying process easier. Like and subscribe for more content, and follow me on Instagram at Tiny Passenger Safety. Thanks, guys.